Hi, my name is Ray Catull, and you may know me from the such projects as... You may also know me as the host of the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, North American Harness Update, which I host with these two guys, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. Every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch us talking harness, handicapping harness, and most importantly, having fun with harness. Can we please get this stuff out of my face? Thank you! North American Harness Update, Fridays from 9 on SRN1. Also download Often Pacing, and using promo code NAHU200K, start your stable with an additional 200,000 coins. You can also catch show archives and racing analysis over at our website, NAHUPicks.com! Oh.
Approaching the far turn. Stride for stride past the three-quarter pole and approaching the top of the stretch. And as they hit the top of the stretch, it's mission brief. Oil the gallon, Muscle Hill, Captain Treacherous and Vegas Vacation, Lucky Jim, a rock and roll dance, the magician, Sebastian K approaches the line. Guccio is coming late, and as they hit the wire, it's too close to call.
Now here's North American Harness Update on SRN1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You have walked into the serious harness corner. I am your serious comptroller for tonight, as we are about to talk serious action. No gags, no goofs, no giggles or laughs, because horse racing is not a laughing matter. Joined by me tonight are... I don't like this character. Mike and Rod, how you guys doing? This is North American Harness Update. Welcome back, boys.
We're here.
Yep.
I'm out of breath from the beginning. Every time that intro comes on, I feel the need to, DDR in my own house, and that was the first time I ever did it, and I'm overweight. Tonight on the show, or under breath, tonight on the show, London Pick 4, Woodbine Pick 4, we got those live, and they will be happening momentarily. Race 6 at London went off moments ago, and I think they're coming into the stretch for the first time? Yes, so they have a half mile to go before the 7th race. And then Woodbine, we're racing out in Woodbine right now. They on the 5th?
They just finished the 5th.
The 5th, okay, so we're going to talk Western Fair Pick 4, then go straight into the Woodbine Pick 4, and then we'll be covering those sequences through the show. And the second hour, as I hold the mic stand like how you hold mic stands. And in the second hour, we're going to get to the Meadowlands Late Pick 4, which has a guaranteed pool of $50,000, and we're going down. Not anymore, not if I bring it up. So this Pick 4 at London starts with the 7th race. The 7th race in particular is, I think it's a 7,000 condition claimer. As I pull up the past performances for us to look, there's a field of 8 going postward. I do remember that. And I just went backwards. There we go. Yep, 7,000 filly and mare claiming pace. Field of 8. And to roll right into this sequence, I'm going to start off with you, Mike. You're the deepest of all of us. You take half the field.
Yeah, I'm 4 deep to start. Starting with the 1. Get there. Big Diva. This is Kelly. Inside post. Raced well the last 2 races. And, needs to be used here. Coming back to the straight mile. Was in the snow last time. I like Kelly on the half. I like this horse drawn inside again. Should be right there. The 2, Twin BJJ. Comes over from Flambar off a win. Was 1-9 there. Was second last time at London. The horse is obvious. Difficult to go against. The 4, Nadia Can Go. This horse is a closer, which I like a little bit in this spot. It tends to get more shares than wins, but if it sets up, it's going to be a price. And then the 8, Moon Lake, 7-5 morning line. Was claimed 2 back in the 7,000 spot. Was stepped to 10 and didn't disgrace, but ended up 4th in there. Draws inside. Has won 3 out of 5 this year. 1, 2, 4, 8.
Rod, look, if I'm not mistaken, you almost entirely agree.
Yeah, pretty close. I'm going 1, 2, and 8 here, just a little bit shorter than what Mike's got. The 1, obvious, got the rail again. 2-hole trip last time, raced pretty well at the distance, and should be competitive once again. The 2, another one that's pretty obvious. He's in really good form right now. She's in really good form right now. Should be heading toward the lead. I do think the 1 and 2 are both going to be firing. And then down to the 8, Moon Lake. She's been good. Last week was just in over her head and drops back to a level where she's going to be competitive. And the price isn't there, but she definitely fits in this group. 1, 2, 8.
I'm getting word currently that this show is going viral faster than the swine flu. Ooh, those must be great numbers we're getting so far. Speaking of great numbers, here, 3. I go 3 deep, mumbling Rod, in this first leg of the pick 4. The 2 Twin Peak JJ's obvious, so I don't have to add anything to that. The 8 Moon Lake is obvious, so I don't have anything to add to that. The 1 horse I use that's extraneous to both of yours, for a bit of a price, is the 7 Can Art. I like the fact that this mare usually shows speed. She's adding Lasix this time after a subpar effort on January 31st. Now, I'm a bit concerned with the gap in dates because she hasn't raced in 16 days, but at the same time, probably for due reason. She could come back as long as she shows the kind of speed she usually does. She should be able to get into contention from that outside post and maybe get carried into the mix. We've been seeing as the track's playing tonight, it's more fair than usual, so Can Art can win. 2-7-8 for me in that first leg. Second leg of the sequence is race number 8. It's a filly and mare 15,000 condition claiming pace. We have 6 lining up here, and Mike and Rod, you're both 4 deep, but Mike, starting with you, you're taking the inside 4.
Inside 4. I think the winner has to come from one of them. The 1 Flight of an Angel draws inside again. Raced against a couple of tough ones last time, including the 2. Was okay. Just kind of rode the rail to get 3rd. But I like Stewart. I like the draw. Had to use the 2. Southfield Spirit comes out of the same race. Finished 2nd there. Has been getting these kind of closing up 2nd place finishes. Was even money 2 back against these types. So the horse is well meant. The 3 Hussey Sport. This horse takes a drop, and I'm interested off the drop. Doesn't get a lot of wins, but again, another closer moving inside, so I'm interested there. And then the 4 Mark Your Page. Tough trip last time against the same types, and then has been getting bad posts also. I'm interested in this one at a price 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rod, you also take the 1, 2, and 3, but you're throwing out a bit of a price there with the not 4 horse, with the 6 horse.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, and then I throw the 6 on there as well. Like Mike said, the 1, 2, and 3 are all pretty obvious choices here. They're all going to get some play. My problem with the 1, 2 for 40 the last year and 2 months, but draws the rail again, should be competitive. The 2 was competitive last week and raced really well, and actually went by the 1. And then the 3 drops back down to this level. I think is going to be much more competitive against these. And then the 6, I'm going to throw this one on from the outside. 3rd start off the layoff there. It was about a 2-month layoff, and with the drop in class, or not the drop, the post in this race should make this horse competitive, just because I think there's going to be some speed where there doesn't look like there's a lot of speed. And this kind of seems like one of those races, if they get a little crazy, the horse first over tries to go buck wild, this horse could close and goes back to the mile distance instead of the mile and 16th. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that one on. 1, 2, 3, 6.
Rod, if your computer screen's too bright for you, you don't need sunglasses. Just go into the settings under your task manager.
I have very sensitive eyes.
I could tell. That's why you can only look at me for 2 hours a week. So I'm too deep here. I don't know what that meant. I'm too deep. The 1 and the 2 I thought about using, but I ended up taking off for cost purposes. The 2 to me seems like she's been hanging a lot more than really desired. Kind of like when you're at a party and then there's that one friend that will never leave your side, and you're just like, bro, go find your own friends. I'm trying to hook up here because I'm trying to relate to all the kids out there, and I know I'm that guy. And so I'm too deep, taking off the 1 and the 2. The 3, Hussey Sport, I really like, moving inside and dropping in class. It's not positive that she's coming in for a claiming tag, but she's still been racing decently against better. From an outside post last out, definitely out of the mix, but still gained ground to finish 6th, and then was first over from the 8 hole to start before that. Should just improve from this post and also just from the class drop as well. The other horse that I also throw on is the 6 DD Black. I agree, Rod. I'm just tossing that last race, though. That last race, to me, doesn't really seem like it captures the kind of form she could show here. Her race 2 starts back was much better, and I'm also thinking that because of the cold 2 weeks ago, too. The 6 didn't really put in the kind of effort that she could, and with a bit of warmer temperatures here, the 6 DD Black might be able to be a bit more of a factor, especially given the pace circumstances that you described. So I'm 3-6 in that second leg, taking some shots in that small field. The third leg is race number 9, non-winners of $20,000 lifetime, and I'm spinning out of control because this is an out-of-control race. I almost tripped over the cord. Mike, you definitely think that this could go any way like I can when I'm dizzy because you take all of them.
Yeah, it's not worth the 20,000, and a lot of these horses are just not very good. Hard to trust any of them. There's no real great form in here. I'm not crazy about some of these horses getting the outside post. It's just easier for me than to use them all here and hope for some chaos.
Rod, it's easier for you to use the outside 3. Give to the 8s in the second tier. You're 3 deep with the 6, 7, 8. Why? Why those ones?
The 6. 6 is pretty obvious, I think. Been racing really well, really good form. Last week, finished second, come from off the pace. Should get some cover tonight. Even with the driver-trainer combo, I do like this horse and should continue with another good effort. And they do have a fast track tonight, so that's another positive note. The 7 should be following the 6, and that's just a setup for success there. I don't think he's going to leave, so I think with that spot, if you get a couple horses inside that break early in the mile, these 2 are going to be positioned really well at the 3/4 pole. And then the 8, second start over the surface. Last time raced okay, nothing great, but only got beat a couple lengths. And from the inside starting spot, should be positioned well behind the speed horse. As long as that speed horse doesn't break, could possibly get a 2-hole trip here and make a race for us. So 6, 7, 8 for me.
Now the way I see this race is I don't like it. I feel like if there's any leg I'm going to get knocked out of, it's probably this one because I could not find a single horse with redeemable qualities worthy of putting money on them. The 6 J-Port Sport I reluctantly used for that reason because I see absolutely zero form in any of these horses, and the consistency that he shows at least makes sense. Probably it could also he also doesn't have to win the race in that case because he too has his own faults. He hangs here and there. He has times where he's supposed to win, where he doesn't, but he's at least always involved, and that's more than most of these horses in the race. I almost use Holly's Justice, but I'm not a big fan of that outside post, especially considering her last start. She just chased horses to finish 3rd. She did gain a lot of ground, though, 2 starts back, and that race to me seems like if you need to add horses in the race, she would make sense off of that mile. The one other horse I use, because I don't want to single the 6, and this is a bit of a price, the 4 Airborne Sealster. I'm really interested in that qualifier he put in last week at Woodbine. He launched to the lead, but then faded in the stretch, came on 31 and change, but he still showed something. They put him towards the front. He was a little bit aggressive. That was his first start since breaking on February 2nd, and his race on February 2nd was his first start since November. So that said, this horse may need a mile, but I see absolutely nothing in this race. So the 4 at least has some moves that are interesting to me, and that could possibly be pointing me towards an outside contender. And that said, I'm 4-6 in the third leg. Final leg into this sequence, as Rod is already trying to leave for some reason, is the 10th race, $15,000 condition claimer. Welcome back, Rod. Glad to see you. This is a field of 9 going postward, and since you feel like you could go wherever you want, Rod, how about you start off with this race? You're 5 deep. Tell us why, Rod.
I am 5 deep because I want to be. No, I think this race is pretty wide open. Good high 5 race to bet. Start with the 1, Striking Volo. Obviously, probably going to be the favorite here. Has been really good the last 3 starts. Draws the rail. No reason to think this one won't be good once again. So, with this spot, keep Scott Colter on. A must use. The 3, Style Spotlight. I'm not big on this horse tonight, but with the inside spot, may be able to trip out. Has missed about a month now, so kind of tough to gauge. If the horse is ready, she can definitely win the race. If the horse is a little bit short, then he's not going to get there. The 4, this is kind of a long shot player. This is one of my plays of the night on NAHUpicks.com. This horse hasn't been doing that well, but this looks like a spot that this horse could wake up. 3 starts after the couple of scratches off the qualifier, so this one should be improving a little bit. And I think this group, with the amount of speed horses in here, this race could set up if this horse finds some live cover and follows. And again, this one's going to be a big price. Then down to the 7, outside post, but does have a lot of gate speed, goes to the front every week. So this one, expect this one to be going and be up close throughout. And then the 9, Ty's Little Dream. I throw this one on. Should be able to suck along behind a couple of decent horses. Doesn't really win races, but has been improving and getting closer. Wouldn't surprise me if this horse improved a little bit more and gets a fast track. So this is one of those races I'm just not real comfortable with any one horse in here, and I couldn't afford to go all. So those are the 5 I thought had the best chance to win the race. 1, 3, 4, 7, 9.
Well, seeing as you're taking a horse where if he's short, then he won't make it, seems like you have a lot of confidence. Let's get a differing opinion here, because Mike, you actually put all of your cookies into one barrel with the 1 horse in this race. I'm curious, what is it about him that made you decide to single?
Well, I thought he should have won last week, but he let they let the horse on the front, just kind of sneak away there, and the track was favoring the front last week. The horse gets a massive post advantage switch this week as opposed to last week. So, last time the 7 was inside, now is way outside, and this horse moves to the rail. Should get a perfect trip. Any sort of perfect trip with this horse beats these horses. I mean, a lot of these horses have no form. The 7's had setups. The 9's 1 for 65. I mean, that kind of stuff can beat me. So I'm going to key the 1 and probably collect $75 in this pick 4. It's probably about what's going to pay.
Wow, I think that's generous, but also optimistic at the same time. As a person who for breakfast eats cynicism toast crunch, I think that this is going to be a bit of a chalky sequence, but I also I try to hope too. I agree with the 1. I think I also use the 7 just because they're the 2 horses that show any kind of form to an extent, or at least are involved in some way at this class level. I throw on 1 interesting horse though, and it's mostly for symbolic reasons and for handicapping reasons. But I mean, the horse is named the High Road, and that's just where I reside, period. I always prefer to take the High Road. And speaking of the High Road, 3 starts back, that race in particular, that race concerns me. Concerns me in a sense of this horse could be a decent price and get carried into the mix the same way he did that time where he finished 3rd by 2 lengths at 14-1. And again, the track has been playing somewhat fairly, so if this horse is just in any remotely covered spot that's progressing towards the lead, i.e., if the flow is good in this race, he could possibly get involved at a decent price. And the 7 isn't necessarily the best speed. The 1 could get a perfect trip and annihilate this field, but if either of those are not the case, someone's problem. And the only horse that shows any kind of closing kick is the 6. That said, I'm 167, and so here's my ticket. As they're at least 2 minutes to the post. These graphics are on Twitter. My ticket for 20 cents goes 278 with 36 with 46 with 167. That's $7.20 for 20 cents. Mike, your ticket.
1248 with 1234 with all with 1. It's 2560.
And Rod, your ticket.
128 with 1236 with 678 with 13479. It's $36 for 20 cents. You can see our tickets right now on the feed.
Now, Rod, I'm confused because I'm looking at you right now. Did you grow more forehead since I last saw you?
No, I just pushed my hair back so it looks like a bigger 5 head.
Or it looks like you're balding.
Or that. Just depends how you interpret it.
Hit a little too close to home, I guess. Hit a little too close to the roots. Looking at the board right now here for the 7th race at Western Fair, the 2 is the favorite at 9-5 as we expected. The 8 Moonlake is very close though as the 9-5 second choice. That's how close. They're the exact same price. Well, not anymore. He's 2-1 now. She's 2-1. 5-2 on the 1 Big Diva. That seems a little low to me. But then again, there's nothing much else in this race. Can Art, though, 10-1? Kind of interested in that horse. That's a good price on her.
Good price on the 4 at 8-1. One of the few closers in the race.
Wait, I'm trying to remember Nadia Can Go because I'm opening up my past performances. Oh yeah, that last race she was chasing the horse that got away. Wait, she sounds so familiar. I feel like we had her a long time ago in this sequence, and then she was supposed to do well, and she didn't. No, I'm looking at these PPs, Mike, and this is just kind of like a handicapping discussion.
There's a surprise.
To me, it doesn't really seem... You were saying something, Rod, as I was saying something?
Yeah, you said you're looking at these peepees. I said there's a surprise.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Past
Tonight
performances.
Children's Hour. Big Bird.
This ain't a children's show. This isn't a children's show.
Well, I mean, with that kind of humor, might as well be. Later on, we're all going to take our steaming turds and hurl them at the wall.
Would be fun.
Mike, on a serious note, as I always try to be serious, I'm looking at Nadia Can Go, and I'm thinking this horse is more of a hanger than a closer. In this case, why would I be wrong?
Well, I mean, if you look back, those races at Flamborough really had no chance. Was 3 wide down the backside there, 2 back, no chance there. At least tried, only beaten 3 lengths. Then had the 8-hole there, which is the outside post. Had no chance, but still made up ground in the stretch. So that says closer to me. I mean, the horse is definitely making middle to late moves in races. The 1, the 2, I would imagine the 8's going to be involved early. The 7, if he decides to leave, it could set up for something that's going to be making a late move, and this is one of the horses that's going to be making a late move, and you're getting a decent price.
I guess that the races at London speak less to that to me than the races at Flamborough, because the races at Flamborough I do agree. Meanwhile, they're in motion and approaching the start here for the opening leg of this Pig 4 at Western Fair, and they are off and pacing. Kelly Ray from the inside leaves out with Big Diva, Twin B, JJ, and Canart getting away fourth around the first turn. Moon Lake back fifth. Sixth comes Nadia Can Go, then Thaleen and Selma's Wish onto the opening quarter. It's Kelly Ray in front, out of the pocket. Big Diva circling by to take control. Twin B, JJ, 2.5, 3 lengths off the lead now in third. Canart's pacing fourth in front of Moon Lake fifth. Sixth then to the inside, locked in. Nadia Can Go as Thaleen moves overland uncovered, jonesing for cover at the moment. Then it's Selma's Wish towards the rear, 30 seconds that opening quarter. Off the rail from third. First over comes Twin B, JJ around that far turn. On her back, Canart. Second over, but on the lead is Big Diva by a length and a half. Kelly Ray sits in the pocket. Twin B, JJ third. Ducks back to the inside, leaving Canart uncovered. Out fourth, now to third off a 1 minute and 1/5 half, moving to the turn. Moon Lake is second over, fifth then as they move to the back stretch. Locked in, Nadia Can Go. Then it's Selma's Wish and Thaleen stride for stride in the back onto three quarters. Big Diva in control by 2. Kelly Ray to the inside second. Canart stalled on the outside third. Twin B, JJ's locked in fourth. Then moving 3 wide. Moon Lake from the back with 3.5 to make up. 3 quarters up in 130 flat around that final turn. Big Diva still the one to catch. Kelly Ray second. Canart beginning to advance on the outside with Moon Lake advancing faster, 3 wide, and Thaleen from the back, 4 wide to the top of the stretch. Big Diva clinging to command down the center. Moon Lake lunging at her, and here's Moon Lake taking the lead in the final strides, extending now to a length and a quarter, length and a half, 2 in the end for Moon Lake. Thaleen down the center maybe got second from Big Diva in 2 minutes and change. 9 to 5 favorites.
9 to 5 is actually a decent. 9 to 5 is a decent price on that horse.
Brutal drive on the floor, just brutal.
I really liked Canart there until she was first over.
So we have 6 minutes to Woodbine if you plan on doing that.
Yep, we got to roll.
6 minutes before starts?
Yeah.
What?
They start in race 7.
Oh, wow, that came up faster. What? Did they just not do race 6? They must have thrown away the 6th race. So here's what we're going to do with Woodbine. We're going to give out our tickets now. We're going to discuss as much as we can, as in-depth as we can. So my Woodbine late pick 4 ticket for tonight goes as follows, and we're going to post these graphics up on Twitter momentarily. 137 with 25 with 1357 with 158. Again, 137 with 25 with 1357 with 158. That's 6240, 480. That's 1440, I think.
It's 1920.
Because there was.
Oh yeah, the scratch. Yeah.
No. Yeah, the 3, the way you look tonight, scratched out of the last race, so all of our pick 4 ticket costs are modified. 1440 for 20 cents. I'm going to double check that. Mike, what's your ticket?
It's 2378 with 125 with 567 with 17810.
My ticket.
Mine's 1440.
My ticket is 14578 with 235 with 137 with 579. It's now $27 after the scratch of the 3 and the 10.
I'm pretty sure Mike's is also 27.
So let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so this first leg in particular, looking at the board, the 4 Windsong Magnifique's the favorite. All right. I thought that this was a fairly wide open race. And Mike, I was kind of surprised with your numbers, because I see the 3, 7, and 8. I agree with the 3 and the 7, but the 2 really stood out to me. And I was interested that you threw that horse on, but you're 4 deep here. Talk about it.
Well, the 2's interesting because this horse has won here in the past. I know you don't see it necessarily on these lines, but the end of last year, this horse was winning these types of races here. The races at Flamborough and London are against better conditioned horses. Those numbers are 27 50s last 3 are much better than 15 claimers here, as far as I'm concerned. Draws well, and is a little sneaky in here, especially if the horse can get a little bit of early speed going. Likely it's probably in a 3-hole with the 3 going. The 1's probably going to go. This horse is very capable, and I like the fact that the horse is in form right now. So you're currently getting, 27 to 1. So there's a lot worse 27 to 1 shots on earth than this one. The 3 is claimed in step. This horse is there every week. The 7, the track's not necessarily playing to closers tonight. So, but this horse is raced very well here. 1-3 back from the back, then was stuck against it. 2 back. Last time came flying down the middle with 20 to 1 and lost to a horse that got a perfect trip. Which is the 1. So this race is wide open. I think you can go a couple different ways, but the 2 is definitely should not be that high.
You're not concerned at all with the horse's lackluster efforts at Woodbine before shipping to London at all?
Wow, but you know what? That was a different time. I mean, if you would look back a couple more lines, this horse did win a couple 15 claimers here. And, albeit in December last year. And then the horse has found, herself a little bit these past 2 races. I don't mind this one here, especially off those last 2.
All right. Rod, as for you, you are 5 deep in this race.
Yeah.
I think that's a little talk about.
Well, I mean, this was another one of those races where if you could afford to go all, this is probably the race you want to do it. I agree with Mike on the 2 a little bit. I just want to see the horse race one more time back on the big track before I go jumping back on the bandwagon.
You're not going to get the price. You're not going to get that price next time after the horse wins this time.
Yeah, but I'm hoping the horse doesn't win because I've got 5 other ones. But the price on the 4, I don't like the price that price at all. I honestly thought that the 1 was going to end up being the favorite here. Even with the 2-hole trip last week, the horse raced well. But there's several horses in here that can win. The 3's been claimed 3 starts in a row. That one's definitely got a shot. The 4, that's another one got a shot. Probably going to leave and look for a trip.
Need to be close tonight. Need to be close.
Yeah, but the one thing in this race, like you said, they need to be close. But this is one of those races where too much action could cause this race to just fold up on the last 8th and the 7 comes flying. Because, it is only an 8-horse field, so the 7's not going to be that far back. Worst comes to worst, the 7 is 4.5 lengths off the lead, turning for home with 3 horses following, or 3 horses to follow. So
that's quite a precise measurement.
Well, if they're stacked 4 in, 4 out, and this horse is last, that puts the horse close enough. So
the famous 4 and 4 out of Woodbine. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So even with all the speed here, as long as they go, because this race is kind of notorious for going fast first quarter and second quarter, and then they kind of crawl home. So if that happens again, I do like the 7's chances, even from the back.
Wait, even from the back period, that would be good. If there were fast fractions up front, then she had to pick up the pieces.
Well, it's been playing toward the front all night at Woodbine, so.
There's 3 more races in this sequence. Are we going to look at them, or are we just going to look at this one?
Seeing as they're kind of parading right now with 3 minutes, I'm not sure how much more in depth we can get into the next few.
We can skim over them real quick.
All right, so then I guess in the second leg of this sequence, race number 8, it's non-winners of 3. Mike, for you, give me your key horse, because you're 3 deep, but what horse do you stand out the most?
I like the 2 the best, just because I think the horse is sneaky. It's going to be a price, gets an inside spot, and I feel like it's going to get a trip, and it's a little more consistent than a lot of the others.
Rod, for you.
I agree with Mike, actually. The 2 is my horse, my top pick here. I really don't have anything else to add from what Mike said.
That's kind of where I stand too. I'm too deep in that race. I basically took the consensus between you two with 2 and the 5. I'm not a big fan of a lot of horses in that race. Consistency is basically what I was looking for. Third leg is a non-winners of 4 or 48,000 lifetime. Mike, for you, your key horse, your 3 deep.
I like 2 of them fairly equally, the 5 and the 7. The 5 was fantastic last time. She's anywhere what she was. Again, she'll crush.
Rod, for you.
My key. This one's a tough. This one's a tough race. Probably the 3, just because it got shuffled last time and came back to finish 3rd. Raced really well, I think, and is sitting on another good race. I hope.
I agree with that in terms of prices. The 3 is probably going to be one of the better prices in that leg, and I was 4 deep, 1, 3, 5, 7. Again, the 3 is probably the best price of most of them. And then the last leg, it's now it's a 10,000 last 5 starts, scratch of the 3, the way you look tonight. Mike, out of the 4 you used there, which one stands out the most to you?
Well, it's too bad the 3 scratch because that was my top pick.
Yep.
I'm interested in the 7. Second start off the layoff. Has a lot of back class. If this horse is ready, can win this race.
Rod, for you, you're now 3 deep.
Top pick. I like the 5. Got used really hard going to the lead last time on a tiring track. Still raced really well. Draws mid-pack, and I don't know if they're going to leave tonight, but this one kind of popped out to me in this field.
I agree about that with the Harmonica. That race is an outlier in terms of her races previous, so that's kind of a sign that she could be one to watch for tonight. However, the other horse, because I'm 3 deep in that race now with the 1, 5, and 8. Baraki to me is also one to watch, especially if the track is playing up close, because that's this horse's game to begin with. That's how she races her best. And my feed froze, so looks like the races will not be happening unless it unfreezes. Which is strange because it's like 50 degrees outside. If anything, my feet...
They're going to the gate about that.
Oh, fantastic. They're going to the gate as I'm refreshing my feed. Oh, boy.
Oh, you got time.
We should have had this meal earlier.
Last-minute players, you're seeing our Woodbine late pick 4 tickets posted right now. If you want to get them in real quick, you better hurry.
Yeah, you have 6 seconds according to my clock, and with the radio delay, it's at the post. All right, field of 8 lined up here. First leg of the late pick 4 from Woodbine in motion, approaching the start, and it's off. And pacing, Southwind Ion grabs the front from the inside. Bad at Red Hot. Also out 2 splitting horses then comes Doc Sausalito. Dorabella away 4th at the inside. Windsong Magnifique then 5th in front of 10 Carat, then Sadwana Bay. And every time it's towards the back of the pack around the first turn. Doc Sausalito in control in 27-2, leading Southwind Ion to the backstretch. Dorabella's pacing 3rd, then it's Windsong Magnifique in 4th. 10 Carat tracks from 5th. Bad at Red Hot retreated to 6th in front of Sadwana Bay in 7th, who now moves to the outside as they move down the backstretch. Every time then gapping towards the rear as they move on to the halfway point. Doc Sausalito leading the way. Southwind Ion 2nd. Off the rail comes 10 Carat, supplying cover to Sadwana Bay. Dorabella locked in now. Shuffled back, Windsong Magnifique. Then Bad at Red Hot every time. Now moving 3rd over as they come onto the halfway point in 57 flat. 29-3 that second quarter to the far turn. Doc Sausalito soon to be encountered by 10 Carat to the outside. 10 Carat matches strides, takes the lead now around that final turn. It's 10 Carat leading Doc Sausalito. Locked in Southwind Ion as Sadwana Bay is stalled to the outside. No room 2 for Dorabella, shuffled to 5th. Then every time outside 6th of Windsong Magnifique and Batted Red Hot trails into the stretch off 3/4, 125-1. 10 Carat leads the way. Doc Sausalito angles off the rail. Sodwana Bay deep on the track is stalled. Dorabella off the rail too towards the center with every time. The line is coming. Doc Sausalito pursuing 10 Carat. These two coming down to the line. Doc Sausalito edging closer. 10 Carat to the inside. Dorabella towards the center. The feed is freezing, but Doc Sausalito is getting in front. In 154 and 3, Windsong Magnifique. What happened? Why is my feed like this? Windsong Magnifique won.
No, the 3 won it.
The 3-1, my feed is lagging like crazy. And it just totally skipped the
How about
finish.
the 2 in the race? Was the 2 any good at 45 to 1? Off that trip?
Where'd he
Third.
Was he fourth? Who's third? That's good. That's going to make for good triples.
No, it's not good. I needed him to win.
I'm not playing Doc Sausalito.
He was involved.
Shout out to Brian Brown, who's watching, one of our sponsors.
I could have put in a much better ball than that for Brian. But maybe Woodbine could have a feed that doesn't stall and lag on Twin Spires. I mean, that would be preferred.
Yeah, well, it happens.
So shout out.
Yeah, we always shout out Brian Brown on our show. Brian Brown's a avid listener, a sponsor. We appreciate him.
Where are we at Western?
2 minutes to race 8, 3 to 5 on the 3. Harry's Soft Heart. No, that's not the horse's name. Harry's Go Sport. Hussey's Sport. I was close. I was getting there.
That's pretty low for that one.
That horse is a standout, at least to me.
4 to 1 morning line. Third choice. I don't know about standout. I never expected 3 to 5. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. 3 to 5.
The 1 and the 2 just do not look appealing, at least to me. I'm not saying like I just dropped 200 on this horse. Which, if anyone knows me, I couldn't do that. I would get so concerned.
200 pennies. That's what you were thinking.
That's what's holding my pants down right now. I had to notch my belt 3 notches extra. Not only do I have 200 pennies, I gave you my 2 cents. Now I'm down to 198. I'm going to be poor at this rate. I'm also getting word that this show isn't the only thing going viral, but so is whatever is inside of my lungs right now. Woo-wee! This is some hot action for cold season.
Is everyone live in the Pick Fours? Where are we at with that?
I'm not live at Woodbine.
Well,
No.
Mike and I are, and then we're all live at London. I'm surprised, Rod, you didn't use Doc Sausalito.
I don't like that horse.
What's wrong with you?
That's
You said the horse could be involved after being claimed 3 times.
not my
Mixed signals,
it's,
Rod.
it's not my type of horse.
That horse is sort of. I mean, if it wasn't for McNair, he's tough to read. He really is, especially at this upper level.
The horse was moving up in class off 3 claims and 3 good efforts. That's all good.
Yeah, I used him, but he can be inconsistent.
But when he's that consistent, he's still worth using. On the way up.
Yeah, he was worth using.
Yeah. You see, Rod, we're trying to make you feel sad. No, we're not trying to do that. Rod, come here. Come here, Rod. It's okay.
You
I'm
two
not,
need to
I'm
be
not
alone.
going anywhere.
Come on, Rod. I know you're hiding tears behind those shades.
No, I'm not.
50 Shades of Tears. Come on, Rod.
Because I'm still live at London, so.
It's okay. For what, 20 bucks? If 3 wins, probably.
Yeah.
6 to 5 now.
I'm 4 deep here. 4 deep.
You're 4 deep in a field of 6.
Yes.
What are you, drunk?
Nope.
What are you, dumb? What are you? I said, I'm from Philly now. What are you? I drink water. Water is what's inside of my bloodstream. for everyone watching tonight, I am apologizing at this moment for whatever it is in the hell I'm doing.
Nobody.
The thing is, like, him and I aren't even fazed by this because this is your typical.
It took a while, too, to kind of work that out. It took a lot of group therapy, a lot of mission trips out into the woods involving lots of psychotic drugs.
A lot of terribleness.
And we were able to see the essence of mankind. The peyote pays off, is what I'm saying.
Mm.
If anybody's watching Meadowlands, I know we're not doing that, but the 10 is 5-1 currently. Probably worth a little bit of money there.
Drop everything! How much of value is 5-1 relative?
I think it's good. I mean, it's about right.
Oh, I mean, if it's not great, I just dropped my water for that. That water cost me $1.99.
It's a good-looking board.
Admittedly, I paid more for it than I should have, but...
This horse is similar to the Woodbine horse, claimed and stepped, coming out of a fast race.
That was a hit dance back in the 50s, the Claimant Step.
No, it wasn't.
And it had this great little thing. No, Rod, you're totally... For once in your life, Rod, you were wrong. It was one of, like, Stevie Wonder's unknown projects. He played this awesome bass line, went like, oh, you claim and step and claim. You step to the left and you step to the right, because you're claiming all night and you're claiming.
Oh, you're terrible. I think the value
so
on.
Hard.
I actually like the 5 at the Meadowlands, by the way.
I was gonna say I'm working so hard to bastardize every appreciated art form.
What did I miss there?
You missed the claimant step, where you move to the left and you move to the right. You claim and step all day and night.
Rod, enlighten me, please.
On the 5?
Yeah.
And now we are observing 2 handicappers in their prime.
This is not a documentary, Ray.
The frisky animal is noticing the canvas.
No, I like the driver change to Brett Miller. Gets the 5 hole again. Last time he left, I think he's going to duck tonight. Follow some cover. There's a little bit of speed in here. I just think this race could set up for him. He's been closing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
the race
he's
fell apart, and then last time that was against Lesser. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit cheap.
It's a tough race.
Here we observe the discourse between the 2 voices.
The 10's a little cheap, but I feel like this horse is going to be out in front early.
And now the 1 takes his stand.
I think there's a lot of speed in here, and it could set up for the 5.
Well, it all depends on what they did with the 1, I think.
Yeah, that's a big key in this race.
They have found their middle ground. Conflict is avoided another day.
But it's Yannick with the rail, so you kind of figure, take a good guess on what he's going to do. Oh, the 9? He's probably going to be too far back, honestly. Even if they go real quick, he's just going to be too far out of it. Although it is first start in that barn, so horse could improve.
Can we talk about the fact that DD Black is 8-5 at Western Fair?
Sure. Let's go to a race we're actually covering.
Yes.
I needed to stop the madness for a minute.
The madness,
that was the Mike Stahl tactic.
I was watching one of the...
The 6 horse at London had absolutely nothing last week. I'm talking 0. Nothing.
Did anyone have anything from the back last week?
It doesn't matter. This horse had nothing. I mean, just was a complete abomination.
How much? But again, how much of that was the track? How much of it was the horse?
Listen, I watched the race. I bet the horse. The horse had donut. Was going backwards the entire way. Should have won first time. Was a monster that night and bounced to the moon last time. I did not use this horse.
It was 5 degrees last time.
I don't care.
And
it's -5 tonight.
No, it's 23. you're looking at Celsius, and that makes you a nerd.
It is Canada.
Yeah, but in the past performances, they use Fahrenheit because American ideals
I don't care what temperature it was.
Oh, numbers matter. Horses can feel pain.
Just call it a stupid race.
Field of 6, Slosh approaching the start. They're often pacing. Hussey Sport the quickest away, going to grab the front from Flight of an Angel, who battles back to the rail around the first turn. Southfield Spirit behind them third. Flight of an Angel grabs the front. Mark Your Page fourth, then to the backstretch. Watt Makes Me Win fifth. Sixth and last, DD Black as they move down the backstretch to the opening quarter. Flight of an Angel leads by a length and a half. Hussey Sport in second. Third, then Southfield Spirit as the field moves by the opening quarter in 30-1. Out of fourth, Mark Your Page. Makes Me Win. Then DD Black in the back of the pack as they move around the turn to the top of the stretch first time. Led by Flight of an Angel, sitting the pocket. Hussey Sport locked in as outside. Mark Your Page up to second and up to the leader's wheel as they move on past the half. Second over, Watt Makes Me Win. Southfield Spirit shuffled. Second to last, DD Black in the back. Pulling to the outside, trying to catch cover. 3 and 3 out now. Off a 1 minute half to the back stretch. Flight of an Angel, encountered now by Mark Your Page, applying pressure. These two match strides to three quarters. Hussey Sport locked in as Watt Makes Me Win looms closer, second over. Southfield Spirit with room to tip out then, with then DD Black towards the back, 129-4 for three quarters around the final turn. Mark Your Page stalled to the outside of Flight of an Angel. 3 wide momentarily, Watt Makes Me Win, trying again, lunging wide to the top of the stretch, then locked at the rail. Hussey Sport down to these 4 into the lane. Flight of an Angel trying to hold on to the lead. Hussey Sport with no room towards the center. Watt Makes Me Win. Flight of an Angel coming to the line. Hussey Sport shakes loose late, but it is too late. Flight of an Angel, then Hussey Sport, and Watt Makes Me Win in 2:01. That race was an atrocity. By atrocity, I mean I lost. And you can't spell atrocity.
Last again.
You can't spell atrocity without I lost. You have to make some spelling exceptions, of course, but we don't. Spelling has never been.
Well, Mike and I are still live.
1 minute to Woodbine.
Oh my God! Why are they running over each other? And by over, I mean close to each other.
You can see what
This race.
what Ray and Mike are live to. I'm out of the pick 4 at Woodbine, but Ray and Mike are both live. You can see their tickets now.
For 10-1. That's incredible. That's a great price on this horse. Stella's Boy is the 2-1 favorite. I get. That's the only other horse I used. But 11-1 on Shiver. What? Wow. I'd bet that horse at that price. It's a good price. Let's look more into this race. Because Stella's Boy is now 8-5. And admittedly, and Mike, I'm pretty sure you agree, there is not a ton of form in this race.
No, even though it's numbers of 3, there's different levels of numbers of 3 at Woodbine, and this is not a very good one. Lots of inconsistent horses. Like the 1, if he stays flat, he likely wins. The 2 tends to kind of sit and pick up pieces. The 3 is probably more like a numbers of 2 type that keeps racing in numbers of 3. The 4 is off a 6 scratch. The 5, 1, 2 in a row, and then had absolutely nothing last time. So who knows what that horse is going to show off. The 6 is very inconsistent. The 7 also is from an outside post, and then the 8's a numbers of 2 horse that's racing in numbers of 3. So it's not a race that you can have any confidence in any sort of entity.
Well, Mike, I think the one thing you overlooked, though, with the 5, as well as a lot of this field, is a lot of these horses coming out of that Vero Amor B race were just chasing, and that horse apparently, but nobody really made a move as a result.
It's true. I mean, but if you look back at the 5's races, Mr. Houdini, Jasmine, Burlington, those are chronic losers. I mean, these horses line up every week and get 3rd, 4th. There's no, and then that Vero Amor B drops in off a layoff and just crushes. So, I mean, there's a reason for that.
For me, I'm not a big fan of any horse in this race in particular. The 1 that tends to make breaks leaving the gate sometimes. The 2 is kind of a loser. The 3's been racing well, but missed a couple weeks. The 4 has missed a month, almost a month, 3 weeks, whatever you call it, and is just okay. The 5, Mike touched on this one.
That's the problem. All of them are just okay.
Yeah, it's a field of okay horses.
Okay.
You can go up and down the list and make excuses for every one of them. It's just one of those races where nothing. I wouldn't be confident with any horse that I had here.
I like the prices on the 1 and 2. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those 2.
I love the price on the 2, actually.
I don't like the fact that the 2's dropping. This horse is going to be like 3 to 5 as the gate goes. Donizetti, to me, I loathe that race 2 starts back because this horse crawled home and nobody chased.
That was a goofy night, though. I mean,
how goofy was it? Like, were the horses on 2 legs
no,
doing
it was just a slow track. I mean, it was a slow night. And Westmont came out of that race to win, so I don't, and then, this horse was 7 to 1 against Roses Are Explosive. I mean, that horse was putting wins together. The horse isn't bad if he trots.
The if he trots part, I feel like, is a very important distinguisher. Very important.
Well, they all have to trot. I mean, any of them can make a break.
And if they all make a break, then the race is canceled.
I've seen that. That happened almost one time this year.
Yeah, where was it? What track was it? Was that at Woodbine?
That was Woodbine. They were all breaking.
Yeah, there was only one.
Left.
No, there was one horse that stayed flat, and he still got beat by a horse that made a break at the start.
Yeah.
That was the Rebecca Titus horse. I remember that.
Yeah, that was the race when the horse ran the whole way up to the gate.
Yeah.
They sprung it. Interfered with half the field, but it was all good. You're allowed to make a break anywhere you want for any extended period of time, as long as you lose ground at some point, apparently.
Yeah, he broke for a good 16th of a mile.
Donizetti went back to the paddock. They apparently forgot to equip the horse onto the sulky, and Henry was just instead on a disembodied sulky. So they're fixing that now. 3 to 2 on the 5 Stella Boys, going up to 6 to 5. There is a sneeze that is not happening right now, and it is irritating me. And I'm tearing up, and I'm having a very emotional experience by this. Because I can't seem to get the sneeze out. And betting-wise, I'm passing this race. Like, nothing appeals to me anymore. Shivered is 5 to 1. The horse is going down. The 5's the favorite. I see nothing. It's the end.
Well, all the money's coming back together now. That's how how evenly matched this field is. You have anything that was kind of outlying is coming back to the middle, and you probably have them all be around 4 to 1 by the time it's all done.
Yeah.
It was so close.
Everybody's taking a little bit.
And then everyone's taking the 1, or everyone telling me to sneeze?
No,
I'm trying.
Everyone's taking a little bit of money here.
Oh. Well, I think the 1 came back onto the track. This is one of the 7 rings of hell. It's the ring below the bed of knives and the chainsaw massacre. I'm quoting Dante's Inferno for anyone who is literate, which I assume is most of us. So I hope. 50 seconds to post. for this race at Woodbine. If anyone can't tell, I'm posing as an intellectual purely to make people not like me. With 40 seconds to post, 6-5 here on the 5 Stella's Boy, now up to 7-5. Oh boy, 5-2 on the 3 Ocean View Deb. I didn't once talk about this horse. I'm not excited for that. 5-1 then on the 2 Shivered. And the 1 Donizetti is at 6-1. After this race, we'll be going to break, and when we come back here on North American Harness Update, the rest of the late pick 4 from London, as well as a preview of Saturday's late pick 4 from the Meadowlands. But I should probably be looking at my screen now.
Radio
for 10
only.
seconds to post. The horses, don't talk to me when I'm talking, Rod. I can't listen and talk at the same time. My voice overpowers everything, because they are at the post. Field of 8, lined up here. Trotters approaching the start. Off and trotting, Donizetti shows speed. Wichita Jazz off stride. Mr. Houdini down the center of the track moves 2 towards the front. Shivered gets away 3rd, then in front of Stella's Boy into 4th. And 5th comes Ocean View Deb to the turn. 6th, Dad's Hat. Then in the back, Ice Hockey Hanover a long way back to the early breaker. Now back on stride, Wichita Jazz. First quarter up 28-2. Mr. Houdini momentarily on the lead as Donizetti pulls out from the pocket to reclaim command. 3rd comes Shivered to the back stretch. Stella's Boy behind them, 3.5 lengths off the lead, now edging to the outside. A gap of 2.5 back more to Ocean View Deb 5th, leading Dad's Hat 6th. Another gap of 2.5 to Ice Hockey Hanover, and Wichita Jazz still a long way back. Out to catch Donizetti is Stella's Boy, the favorite. Up to his wheel now, coming to the half in 58-2. 30 seconds for that second quarter. To the far turn, Donizetti and Stella's Boy. These two gain 3 lengths of separation on Mr. Houdini. Shivered then off the rail from 4th. Ocean View Deb tracks that from 5th. 6th, then Dad's Hat moving up the inside. And then it's Ice Hockey Hanover as Donizetti turned away. Stella's Boy to the top of the stretch into 3/4. Stella's Boy sitting at the inside, ready to pull back out in 1:27, 28, and 3 into the stretch. Donizetti back out to try again. Stella's Boy Shivered deeper on the track with Ocean View Deb. Those two 3.5 lengths away from Donizetti, who looks to commandeer this field. He leads by 2 lengths now coming to the 8th pole. Stella's Boy flattening out. Ocean View Deb gaining ground from the center with Ice Hockey Hanover late, but the line is coming, and Donizetti has him. Donizetti wins by a length and a half in the end from Stella's Boy, then Ice Hockey Hanover, and Ocean View Deb in 157-1. I stand corrected. I know nothing. If that's what happened, that was a bad race. But he was the only speed, so go figure that happened.
No, there was nothing wrong with the horse if he stayed flat. And the horse stayed flat, and guess what? He won 5-1.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He was the
it's not a great field. You seen there wasn't really any movement from the back at all. It was basically a boat race.
That's because those horses can barely move to begin with. We're going to come back here with more North American Harness Land Zone. Harness Land Zone? I amaze myself sometimes. We're going to break. More pick 4 from London and Woodbine. I'm out. Mike's alive. And then...
Shocking again. Mike alive, the latest again. Shocking.
Can Mike's ego get any bigger in the second hour? Can his wallet get any bigger?
Rod is also live at London.
Rod is still alive in general. I forgot, honestly.
Mike's got Woodbine, I got London.
I'm alive at London.
More North American Harness Update coming up here on 68.4 The Grind. Your place for the hits.
Hi, my name is Ray Catull, and you may know me from the such projects as... You may also know me as the host of the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, North American Harness Update, which I host with these two guys, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. Every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch us talking harness, handicapping harness, and most importantly, having fun with harness. Can we please get this stuff out of my face? Thank you! North American Harness Update, Fridays from 9 on SRN1. Also download Often Pacing and using promo code NAHU200K, start your stable with an additional 200,000 coins. You can also catch show archives and racing analysis over at our website, NAHUPicks.com!